Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're so excited that you have logged on to hear this wonderful presentation. The presentation today is going to be given by Nikayla Chinnaswamy, and we will be talking about the 10,000 small businesses. We have partnered with Goldman Sachs at the West Virginia Chamber of Commerce, which is West Virginia's largest business advocacy membership organization. Our members employ over half of the state's workforce, and we are really excited to present this to you today. I am going to pass over to Adam Gannick, who is the program officer at Goldman Sachs.
Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to be with you all today. Thank you for having us today. Um, on behalf of Goldman Sachs, I just want to say that we're incredibly excited to be launching 10,000 small businesses in West Virginia. I'm going to share a little bit of background about the program and then pass it off to Nikayla, who can share more about our recruitment process and where we're going in West Virginia. But 10KSB, as we call it, has been around for about 15 years, and it's historically been delivered through community colleges and cities. And what we did when we stepped back a couple of years ago is we recognized that we were really missing a core part of small businesses in America in rural communities and in predominantly rural states, including West Virginia. And so we announced a couple of years ago a $100 million investment in rural communities, and West Virginia is our fifth state as part of this large $100 million investment. And what we've done is we've adapted the program, which was fully in person before, but we recognize there are difficulties with traveling to and from community colleges every week, to be a hybrid program in our rural communities. And so it'll start in person and end in person, and the middle portion will be fully virtual. That way you get the kind of benefits of in-person collaboration and also able to reach kind of the entire state. I'll also just share that even though we're called 10,000 small businesses, we've actually reached over 15,000 small businesses already, but we're just not changing the name. The name has stuck. But with that, I'll pass it off to Nikayla Chinnaswamy, who's director of Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses at ICIC, and they're our national recruitment partner. Share more about our process for recruiting in West Virginia. We're really looking forward to recruiting a wonderful cohort of West Virginia small businesses this year. Nikayla.
Awesome. Thank you, Adam. And thanks, everyone. As Adam mentioned, I'm Nikayla. I'm with ICIC. We are actually a nonprofit that does different small business programming and small business research. And we've been partnered on the Goldman Sachs program since inception of this program. We do everything from finding great small business owners around the country, helping them understand what the program offers so they can see how it would be a fit for their small business, and then helping them through the application process as well. So today I do have just a few slides I will share with you. Hopefully everyone can see my screen okay. Just in general about the program through a couple different areas. I promise it'll only be about 20 minutes or so that I'll share slides. I won't bore you, and the rest of the time I'll open up for questions, but feel free as I'm going to throw a question in the chat box. I'll come back to it at the end or anything like that. It will certainly have time to chat. I can answer any questions I don't cover at the end as well. But just to kind of back up and describe who the program is, you heard from Adam, who's with Goldman Sachs Foundation. They are the National Strategic Advisor and funder of the program. And they have really made this program possible through this philanthropic effort, which is amazing. And then we also have a partner, Babson College, who's our national academic partner. They are a business school outside of Boston that has designed the curriculum of this program. It is a curriculum that is so unique to small business owners that you can't even attend classes in their business school as an undergrad or graduate student and take the classes offered in this program because they're so unique to small business owners and to this program specifically. That being said, we do also have a local educational partner in West Virginia who will be offering the program locally. So we're really lucky to have kind of that benefit of local experts in small business as well as the expertise of Babson College. And then, as those mentioned before me, I'm with ICIC, which is the National Outreach and Recruitment Partner on the program. So these are kind of the three national partners, but I definitely want to highlight at the bottom here, we have hundreds of local partners, especially in West Virginia, like the West Virginia Chamber, who is grateful to host us today. So we're really lucky to have so many partners as well across the country, helping small business owners directly in their communities. So what is the program? Kind of, and overall, it's broken into kind of three categories that culminate in revenue growth and job creation for small business owners. The first part is through business education. So it is a fairly intensive business education program. You're going to be doing basically the case study of your business throughout the time in the program. As Adam mentioned, the program is partially in person and virtual. And on an upcoming slide, I'll show you exactly those dates and how that schedule breaks down. But you're going to spend about 100 hours in the classroom, either in person or virtually, going through all different aspects of your business. We really pull you out of your business so you can work more on it instead of in your business. It's so easy as small business owners, you wear so many hats to get focused in your business, but really pulling you out of it to work more strategically on the business and building kind of that growth plan and building a case for your business. You will also learn, though, from all the small business owners in the program with you. The program is agnostic to industry. We have about half service-based, half product-based businesses in the program. We have all different kinds of businesses, everything from a restaurant to a marketing firm to we've had a farm go through the program before, or different kind of manufacturing industry companies. But again, because you're doing the case study of your business, it can be applicable to any kind of business in that regard. And then I'll mention more on a upcoming slide, but here, one of the parts of the business education of the program that you're going to walk away with is a 5-year growth plan for your business. So that's going to be something that's a deliverable that you'll work on throughout the program and something you'll get to keep and walk away from the program with as well. And then the second area is pathways to capital. About a third of the program's education is financially based. We know that finances can be a really tricky, kind of scary part for small business owners. And so we want to help you overcome that. We want to help you understand your finances. We have classes from everything from the financial statements workshop, where you actually look at your balance sheets and your profit and losses and develop KPIs and ROIs for your business to understand your financials better. Or just to be able to talk with your bookkeeper or accountant better and understand more kind of what you want to get out of them and out of the finances of the business. Everything from that until there also is a module in the program where you are practicing with lenders. So we have a lender clinic where you would ask them questions, they can ask you questions, kind of practice that pitch of how you want to get funding so you feel really confident after the program going to get that. And then once you graduate from the program, we do have partnerships with local CDFIs throughout the country. And we're happy to make those connections for you to get the lending that you've developed in the program and figured out that exact lending that you're looking for in that regard. And then lastly, business support services. So this is definitely not a program that you go through alone. We give you a lot of support. Every single small business owner will be paired with a business advisor who will work with them privately as well as in a small group. So you'll have that to help in case you want to ask them specific questions about your business or how to really get the most out of the curriculum for your business. And then you'll have 2 different kinds of faculty as well to utilize their expertise. So you're going to have a lead faculty who will be with you throughout the entire program, from the beginning, kind of opening each session, debriefing each one, guiding you throughout the process, as well as specialized module faculty in each class. So each week is a different topic. So for the marketing week, it could be a marketing professional, professor, someone like that, whereas the finance week is going to be a different individual who is an expert in that area. So you'll have those module faculty each week that you'll have to spend time with. They also have office hours outside of the regular class time. So if you want to spend a little bit more time on that topic that week, you'll have access to them through that as well. So again, a lot of different parts of the program, but all that culminate together to really help some business owners increase their revenues in their business. And then in turn, we hope to help them create more jobs within their small businesses as well. And just a little bit more on the curriculum. I know I mentioned a couple of things, but I want to highlight one of the big bullet points here is that the program is no cost. There's no tuition, and we cover for the in-person stays as well. We cover your lodging during that time. We cover your meals, travel, things like that. So the program is no cost to you as well. That being said, we're definitely asking for your time in the program. I want to be upfront about that. I mentioned that the curriculum is pretty intensive through the in-person and online part, but you're going to be with, again, a classroom of other small business owners just like yourself. So that peer-to-peer component is huge. We're looking for up to 40 small business owners, all from West Virginia. So you'd all be based in West Virginia. From different parts of the states, though, we're looking all around, but to all work through your small businesses together, kind of talk about the same challenges and successes that you've had in your small businesses, and how you can learn from each other as much as you can learn from the curriculum. while you're all building those 5-year growth plans throughout the program to use in your businesses to come. I mentioned the curriculum a couple of times. Here is kind of a schedule of how the classes, the topics lay out. So you can see here, as I mentioned, everything from building growth opportunities in your business to operations to marketing and finances. At the top here, you see these are our modules. There are 9 modules. And then at the bottom, you see the 3 workshops and clinics. The workshops and clinics are just a little bit more in-depth, a little bit more kind of hands-on. As I mentioned, that financial statements workshop, you're going to be actually pulling out your financial statements, looking at them, going in depth to understand the finances of your business, whereas the module at the top will be a little bit more high level in that regard. And then even more importantly, on the next slide, here's how the schedule will lay out in West Virginia in particular. So September 18th to 20th will be in person, and then September 23rd to November 18th will be those online weeks before you come back in person from December 10th to the 13th. And we are looking at a community college actually in Charleston, so kind of in the capital of the state there, so that everyone will be coming fairly centrally. I know the landscape of West Virginia is a little unique. We didn't want to have it all the way over in Morgantown or too far out in Huntington. So everyone would be going one way or the other. So tried to have it a little bit central in the state in that regard. So, but there's only those 2 times, as I mentioned, you have to travel. And those in-person sessions are very intensive. Those are full days. We do everything, if you're not in the classroom, you're in networking sessions with your other peers, everything like that. Whereas those online weeks are 2 hours on Mondays and an hour and a half on Fridays with 1 meeting with your business advisor in the middle. So not as, we don't have you go online for a full day or on Zoom from 9 to 5. That would definitely be a lot. So that's kind of the different breakup of those in-person sessions versus those online sessions. And I'm happy to connect with anyone or make sure the schedule gets shared too. So if you need a copy of it or want to hold it on your schedule or anything like that as well. And then I've mentioned a couple times the growth plan and just want to talk about that a little bit more in this regard. I know a lot of small business owners are familiar with a business plan. That was probably something you might have set up when you founded your business. Maybe used it to get funding, took it to a bank, something like that, but then maybe put it in a drawer and haven't looked at it in a long time, and that is completely fine. We hear that a lot. The growth plan is meant to be much more of a living document. So it's something from everything. For a small example, if you are looking to grow your business, you might need to bring in more clients. So what does the marketing look like to bring in those new clients? And when you bring them in, who do you need to add to your team? What role? What's the job description of that person so you can serve those clients? Thinking out those kinds of growth opportunities all the way through, and then doing everything from designing the job description of that person, building the marketing plan for those new clients to come in, everything like that built out in this. It's going to end up being like a 40, 50-page growth plan that you're going to walk away with. But that being said, of course, it is a living document. So, if you need to change things, maybe you thought this new role you're going to hire would do X, Y, and Z, and now you need them to do X, Y, and A or something like that. It certainly can be developed. You'll get to keep it and use it for many years to come after the program. And why do this program? What have we seen from our alumni? Adam mentioned we have over 15,000 alumni around the country. So we've got really great results and can survey and ask them kind of how we're doing, how we can do better. But we've seen just in 6 months after the program that revenues of businesses in our program increased by 66% of them increased revenues, and then 47% of them added jobs just 6 months after graduating. And both those numbers are more than double the national average of someone who not attended the program. And then we're really proud of the graduation rate. You see at the bottom here as well. We mentioned we want to be really upfront about the schedule, the curriculum, kind of what we're asking from the program, and I'll even detail that out more on the next slide. But so that business owners can get the most out of it. They know kind of what they're signing up for. They can plan those schedule accordingly and get the most out of the program. One other number I want to highlight that is not on here, but really speaks to the peer-to-peer component I've been mentioning, is that 85% of our business owners do business with each other after graduating from the program. As an alumni of the program, you'll not only have access to all the small business owners in your cohort in West Virginia, but to the 15,000 small business owners around the country through an online platform that we have to connect everyone through various networking events and opportunities as graduates of the program. So we by no means have you graduate and say goodbye. We want you to be part of the 10KSB family and continue to come. And we also want that to help your business for many years to come. And I think that 85% of business owners doing business together really speaks to the special kind of network that we built through this program. And so I've touched on a couple of these things, but just to highlight kind of what you would get as a result of the program and what we're looking for from you. I mentioned, again, it's no cost. It is a completely free program, but we are looking for really your time for you to be fully committed to attending the program, all the sessions, to be part of the peer-to-peer network in that regard, and to do all the assignments. We're looking for you, to get the most out of the program by participating in the assignments, by meeting with your business advisor, and using all that is offered in the program. We do guarantee the program is very applicable. It is not, we've had individuals with their MBAs, we've had even doctors and lawyers attend the program because they find it extremely applicable to their small business, whereas their previous education was more theoretical. So that can really result in some really great things. We'll have business owners walk away from a class one day and implement something in their small business tomorrow and have it take effect, which is really great to see those aha moments in the classroom. And then we are looking for you to submit the growth plan as part of graduating. That is something you also practice a pitch as well. So again, you'll get to leave the program with both those, but completing those does make you a graduate of the program. And then lastly, we're in order, I mentioned all the great things about the alumni network, but I also showed you that data. And part of the way we get that data is by participating in our monitoring evaluation surveys after becoming alumni. We want to see how you're doing. We want to get feedback. We've also taught you how to measure certain KPIs in the program that these surveys will have you do. So it's a great way for you to check in on your business. Did the plans that you built in the business work, or where is your growth trajectory based on what you predicted from the program as well? So that's all kind of what to expect. Just to back up for a moment, kind of who we are looking for this program and what small business owners would be a good fit for this program. We are looking for small business owners who need to have some ownership or be a co-owner in the business. You don't have to have majority ownership, but you do need to have some ownership. We do also accept nonprofits. So if you are a nonprofit that would not have ownership, we would ask for a letter of support from your board, but other than that, you could definitely participate as well. We're looking that you've been in operation for at least 2 years. This is mainly because, as I mentioned, we focus on growing and scaling your business as opposed to founding or starting a business. So it really is kind of for that next level. That being said, our average business owner is in business for about 6 to 10 years. And we've had some even second, third, fourth generation businesses that have been in business for hundreds of years as well. So definitely a good amount of diversity in that regard. And then we're looking for a business with revenues of $75,000 at least. This is revenues. It does not have to be profits. You don't have to be profitable, but that you have kind of those revenues that bring in over $75,000. So you have a couple different clients, customers to look at. And again, I mentioned you'll go in depth on your financials. So this will give you enough of a basis to utilize in those financial workshops and financial modules in the program. And then that you have at least 2 employees. This can include yourself, so really that you have another individual in the business with you. We do count part-time, temporary contractors, all of that you'll see on the application. There's a separate box for how many full-time, how many part-time, how many temporary contractors you have. So you do not have to have all W-2 employees, but we are looking that you have a little bit of support in your business while you're in the classroom. So we know, again, as I mentioned, the program is really intensive. We want to know that you have some employees to help you run the business while you're in those in-person sessions of the program to keep everything running smoothly. And then lastly, just desire to create jobs and grow your business. We do cover exit strategy in the program. So we know that's important to all small business owners. And you definitely should have an exit strategy at some point in your business. But if you're looking to sell your business, next month or by the end of summer, something like that, it probably doesn't make sense for you to spend 12 weeks in a program growing and scaling your business. So just in that result of looking to grow. And then lastly, I'll just finish with a little bit of overview of the application. Some of you may have already seen this, but if you have not, the application can be found at 10ksbapply.com. It just takes the part 1 just takes about 5 minutes. It's really asking some of the details on that slide I just showed you about how many employees you have, what does your business do, where are you located, things like that, really just general information. And then every business that qualifies based on the criteria I just showed you moves to part 2. And that is a more extensive application, but is partly the information that we'll use if you're selected into the program. So we'll collect much more short answer questions on part 2, as well as financial documents such as profit and losses and balance sheets that would be used. Every applicant that completes part 2 is scheduled for a 30-minute finalist interview. We are looking to schedule those for the end of July right now for the classes that will begin in mid-September. So there's plenty of time in that regard. But we really do want to talk to you and get to know each business owner before we select them in the program. So we read all the documents before we interview. We love talking to small business owners in these interviews. It's one of the best parts of the application process is actually, we do run all of those on Zoom just so you don't have to travel to any location for those, but it is a great way to kind of virtually face-to-face meet each business owner and hear more about their business. So that being said, that is kind of the overview. I will leave our contact information here for a minute with the website and the email. But as I mentioned, I'm happy to take questions if you want to throw them in the chat box or come off Zoom or anything like that. I do see one question that I will start with here. Are the online days at any specific time or asynchronous? That is a great question. They are at a specific time. So we do want you to meet as a group, even online. So we're looking right now at morning on Mondays and morning on Fridays, figuring kind of late morning, I should say, kind of post any kind of school drop off, anything like that. So most likely 9 to 11 a.m. on Mondays and 9 to 10:30 on Fridays. So those are the specific times. The other times and other assignments you'll work on the program online are more flexible. So that meeting with your business advisor, you'll look for a time that works best for you and your business advisor, as well as you'll meet in a small group of business owners on Wednesdays or Thursdays, and you'll also look for a time that works best for everyone. So the online portion does have a set time on Mondays and Fridays that will be established and shared with you at the beginning of the cohort, whereas the other times throughout the week are more asynchronous in that regard. Good question. Any other questions I can answer for anyone? Oh, it looks like Angie has her hand up. I think if you want to come off mute, Angie, happy to. I don't know.
Hey, Angie, can you hear, can you unmute yourself?
I think she may put it in the.
Perfect.
Oh, go ahead, Angie. Go ahead.
Great, thank you.
I did. I put it in the chat. It just took me a second to get it there.
No worries.
Is it the same person from your business each time, or
Good
can
question.
different people be involved with the class?
Good question. Yes. So we are just looking for one business owner in the program, just because it is, even though it's no cost, it's almost like it's a scholarship-based program. So we want to allow as many small businesses as possible to enter the program. So we do only allow one small business owner per each business. And because we're going to hold you pretty accountable throughout the program. So we want to know who is kind of taking that accountability. That being said, this is definitely for the specific times and specific classes. So for those in-person sessions, for those Monday and Friday classes. But when you have those one-on-one meetings with your business advisor, a couple opportunities like that, if you had a partner in your business, something like that, you'd have opportunities for them to join some of those. Another great strategy we've seen a lot of co-owners do is have one person go through the program, maybe the person who can commit the time, or the person who's more operational. But they set up a weekly meeting with the other co-owner, maybe like Monday afternoons or something like that, and have kind of a share out, catch up on the program, have them both understanding the program, but that one person that is more accountable to the assignments in the program and that piece of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, great question. Perfect. I see one more question, but I think it's very similar to Angie's in regard to co-owners. But if I did not answer it, feel free to chat me again. But I think in regards to owners, we are just looking for one owner per business to attend the program. Okay. And again, if you don't feel comfortable, answering or asking your question in front of the group or have a question later, I encourage you to check out the website here or email us. I'm also going to put my direct email in the chat right now. The world does go to me as well, but in case you have any trouble, feel free to email me directly as well.
Likewise, you can also reach out to me, Elizabeth House. I will drop my email in the chat box as well. We are happy to answer any questions, and if we don't have the answers, we will certainly get you in touch with Nikayla or Adam. So with that,
I am seeing one more question.
There's one more. Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
I just saw it pop up. It's a really good one. Sorry to cut you off.
No, that's okay. Please answer the question.
Yeah, so the last one is just, are there any industries that would not be a good fit for the program, such as retail, creatives, hair salons, etc.? No, completely. We love all industries in that regard. We really are trying to build a cohort that is as diverse as possible in terms of kinds of businesses, kinds of business owners, their backgrounds, their experiences. So we've had lots of really great, I'm thinking we have actually a soap business that is now in like hundreds of Marriotts, and he did like a $20 million sale last year that I know of. So we've had some really great product-based kind of creative businesses. So by all means, please. And then we find really the amazing part of the program is when you mix kind of two businesses that you never thought would go together or have any kind of overlap, but they may operationally have a lot of similarities that you never would have known, but could share insights with each other in that regard. So it definitely is a really great part of the program that we can mix individuals from all different industries in that regard. And you don't have to have any kind of educational background to attend the program either, because the experience is really the experience of your business, which every small business owner has learned, whether it be the hard way or the easy way, you've learned that experience from your business. And that's all you need to be applicable for this program as well. Great question. I think now that's the last. I think we answered all of them, but really great questions. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give one more last call. Nikayla, Adam, this has been incredible. Thank you so much. Oh, and I see a question, so let me pause again.
It was just, I think, will the slides and or recording be sent? And yes, we'll make sure that you guys get all of that. Mm-hmm.
Yes, as soon as we finish the webinar, we will upload this onto the Chamber's website, and you all can also reach out to us directly for slides from the recording. Okay, with that, Nikayla, Adam, thank you so much for your investment in West Virginia. We are so excited that you all are offering this opportunity to help small businesses in the state. You all have been a fantastic partner to the West Virginia Chamber Foundation, and we are looking forward to being partners along the way. So thank you both very much. If anybody has questions, again, please reach out to me or Nikayla directly.
Thank you so much for having us. It's been
And
great
thank you,
to be
everyone.
with you. Have a great day. Bye.
Great, thank you. Bye.